Not to have a flower party
Woo-hoo!
without dancing. Good morning, everybody. We're so glad you're here for another Flowers and Friends talk show.
Yes, welcome. This is our 11th episode, Dionne. 11 episodes here. And if you will notice, we are missing Ana today, and we miss her so very much. She couldn't be with us today, but she is watching with us, and we have a fun show. I am Kara Jamison. I am a cut flower grower. My business is Blooming Joy Flower Company, and I love all things flowers and teaching about all things growing flowers. Dionne?
And I'm Dionne Woods. I'm the owner and artist, the Turquoise Iris. I am a coach to creatives, a mentor, an artist, workshop host, podcaster, magazine publisher, just doing a lot of things. But every single Friday, we show up here every single afternoon, morning, depending on where you are. We try to bring on our experts who have been just loading up BLOOMTV network with videos and content and filling us full of knowledge, education, and just beautiful imagery, which our guests today have a lot of beautiful imagery they have to offer. So I'm thrilled today. I've been really looking forward to talking to Robin and Ace all week. You guys are going to want to tune in, share, comment, pass this video around. We would really love for you to help get the word out for BLOOMTV and for our talk show every Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get into today's show.
Yeah, we've got a video.
I love it. All right, and I see here in the chat box we have Diane, we have Heidi, Raquel, Ana. Hey guys, thanks for being with us today. Let us know where you are tuning in from.
Yes, so, let us know where and what you're up to. And if you watched last week's show, our short little recap was so wonderful. You know, it was our firecracker florals. We had red, white, and blue themed. I painted a little vase, and if you guys were watching, I challenged you all to do a project and tag us. Now, that doesn't stop just because we have a new show. So if you watch the replay on BLOOMTV Network and you feel like doing that project with me, be sure you tag us for Flowers and Friends, because we are more than happy to share your project in our Instagram stories. Right, Kara?
Yeah, we did. And you know what? There were some people that tagged us. And so we love to share, you know, your creativity and what you've done. We always love to share anything that you make with flowers. You know, if you grow flowers, you create any floral designs, paint anything, let us know. The Instagram page is flowersandfriends_talk show. We just love hanging out with you and chatting flowers. Let's play a quick recap of last week's show.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Some beautiful Thai purple basil. I'm going to garnish right there.
Beautiful.
And I have some pansies right on. And that is the creamy coconut pearl.
Cheers.
Wow. Beautiful.
Cheers.
You know, mint is so easy to propagate. So whenever I sell a bouquet and I actually have one of these long mint stems in there, if you leave mint in water for a few days, it will start rooting, which means you will have a plant on your hand.
Angled brush. Watch this. Y'all watching?
Yes.
All right. Easy. Just shake it around in a few circles. Just shake it around.
Okay.
Okay. I have white and yellow on here together. So I want to see everybody's projects this week. We're going to challenge you to pull something out of your cabinet that you're no longer using.
I mean, you can do them today for your Monday gathering, and it's going to be relaxing. You'll get to enjoy them longer. And then after your party, you can have your guests take one home, and that's going to be like so lovely.
So lovely. I love that.
So lovely.
You guys also, the What Women Create, Where Women Create magazines are now on newsstands. So we've been talking about that. We had, there it is right there. There's Monica holding up the beautiful issue. You can go to Whole Foods, Barnes & Noble, Michael's, and many other places where the magazine's there, and pick up your copy. You can use your QR code, I believe, and actually scan that and your video, the beautiful video that Bloom collaborated with What Women Create and made this wonderful story. They're very proud of it. And I know that it's extremely inspiring. It brought us to, it really brought us, is emotional, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did. We, you know, yeah, we had a little
pretty
emotional on that show. It's amazing what flowers can do for you, and just how it can really connect you, you know, to different people too. And that's one thing I've loved about Bloom TV Network is, you know, my world is growing cut flowers, and so that's kind of who's in my world. But Bloom TV has really opened me up to this whole other world of individuals that love flowers, that are inspired by flowers. And, you know, for today's show, we have two wonderful guests that we are having on here, and we are going to bring them on screen right now. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So our first guest, woohoo, that we're going to be having today is Mr. Ace Brady. Hello, Ace.
Hello, how are y'all?
Hi.
Hey, Ace, we're doing so well. What are you up to today, bud?
I am here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, attending the American Institute of Floral Designers National Symposium.
Wow.
I can't wait to learn more about that.
Yeah.
Well, our next guest is Robin Zachary, and she is an author, among many other things. Hello, Robin. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we're so glad you guys are here. We've talked a few minutes before we went live, and we have so much to learn from these. So you guys, as you're popping on, I see your comments. If you have questions for these guys, please put them in here in the comments. Tell us where you're from. Share this video on social media, because we are all collaboratively a part of this flower bloom movement that we're really, it's always been going on, but we are seeing more and more of a need for it, which is what inspired Monica to create Bloom TV Network in the first place. So we're going to see more videos from Robin and more things from Ace in the future. Today's going to be a jam-packed day full of questions, so be sure you comment and share the video, please.
Yes, absolutely. We would love to get the word out about this show. So, what's going on in y'all's flower world?
Yes. What's up?
Robin, what have you been up to lately in the flower world?
Well, let's see. Okay, first, I want to mention the beautiful show that happened in New York City a couple of weeks ago called the Leaf Flower Show. It was a whole festival of flowers in the meatpacking district that was just incredible. Flower installations and classes, and so wonderful. So glad I got to attend. Also, I'm actually teaching, getting ready for a class with the New York Botanic Gardens that I'm teaching online next week.
Wow.
And also just waiting for my book to come out. I mean, it's supposed to launch in August, so it's kind of like I'm waiting here very nervously waiting for the launch. So that's what's up.
Oh yeah, we're going to learn a lot. We're going to dive into that a little bit further. You mentioned this in New York. Is this something that our viewers, if they're local, is this something they could come to, buy a ticket to? Is there a way we can direct them to something?
Oh, which one? The class or the festival?
The class for you, or the festival, either.
Yes. Well, the Leaf Flower Show is once a year in June, and I think this was the second annual, so next year.
Okay.
But the New York Botanical Gardens, the NYBG, if you go to their Instagram account, it's just at NYBG. And then also, if you go to my Instagram, there's a link to register directly for that class, to go to my website and then go to their website to register. So yes, it's open to everyone. And
I love that.
And there's some
I didn't even realize that was available. I'm so glad that you told us about that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ace, how has Las Vegas been and the show you were attending?
Yeah, so it's actually been amazing. Today is the final day. They have a final. So it'll be a lot of over-the-top, extravagant floral headdresses, flower beer.
What?
Here.
Uh-huh.
It'll be it'll be fun. There'll be a lot of images popping up today, probably later this evening.
Yeah.
And the weekend. So it'll be amazing.
Where do they see that? If people are listening right now and they're already like, wait, I want to see floral headdresses, where do they go to see all of this, Ace? Is there somewhere online?
Yeah, so I would follow probably the AIFD official Instagram, that's probably where you'll see it a lot. And then it'll be personal. People will be tagging people, and kind of it'll flood Facebook here soon, I'm sure, or
Okay.
Instagram, different things. So.
Okay, tell everybody what that stands for also, Ace, because there might be somebody on here that does painting like myself that's not familiar with that organization.
Perfect. So AIFD is the American Institute of Floral Designers, and it's the leading group for florists in kind of the United States, and people travel from all over the world. Actually, today, Bart Haslam, which is the 2019 World Cup winner, is doing a stage program this afternoon. So it's just a whole lot of world-renowned florists that are going to be coming in, teaching classes, doing stage programs, and a lot of education and learning. Not everything. It's a whole week of learning.
Wow.
Boy, I bet you look forward to this every single year, don't you, Ace?
I do. So I make sure that I'm here and I'm always available for it.
That is fantastic. I just saw Cindy commented and she said, I just signed up for Flowers and Friends on BLOOMTV and I'm so excited for you all. Can we just personally thank you? You guys, make sure you're commenting. We really need those shares. We really need your support. We know all of the good and beauty that BLOOMTV is offering and all of our experts that are involved. So we really appreciate your support, right, Kara?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we are here every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, live doing these shows, and you're welcome to chat with us. And if you can't attend our show, we always have the replays available on bloomtvnetwork.com that you can enjoy. And there is a wealth of learning from the individuals that we are having on our show. Also, I heard that Jenny Thomason is competing at
our girl.
Yeah, our girl Jenny. She has been a guest on our show. She has the book Perishable Poetics that she wrote, and she is competing in the AIFD competition. So,
so what does that mean if they're competing, Ace? Tell me more about that. If they're competing, does that mean you're competing against other floral designers and florists?
Yes. So it started out. It's called the America's Cup. It's by FTD. And so I believe there was 8 other designers, and they take the top 4, which is Jenny. There are 2 Jennas and a Samantha. And so tonight we find out which designer, whoever wins, will go on to the World Cup that's in Manchester in 2023 to represent the United States to be the designer of the world, I guess.
Oh, wow. Sounds like an incredible honor.
That's super cool. And Ace, we're going to talk to you here in a little bit more about a competition that you were involved in with HBO. But before we do that, Kara, tell us about Robin and all of her accolades and all of the things that she's got going on right now.
Yes. I'm so excited to talk to Miss Robin Zachary today. Robin Zachary is a stylist. She is an educator, and she is now an author of her new book that is coming out this August. Woohoo! Oh, she's got it right there. It's called Styling Beyond Instagram. So the book and the focus of her teaching is to share the wonderful job of prop styling, her process for working on a style job, and why flowers are essential to every kind of styling work that she has done over the years. Welcome, Robin. Hello.
Hello. Hey, ladies. Thanks for having me on your show. I'm very excited to be here.
We have just been like soaking up the beauty, just what you sent us. We have been just soaking through the pages, the digital, just looking at your styling. And we were, when you popped on even this morning, just the glow behind you and the glow, I can tell you thoroughly love what you do, Robin. It really comes through.
Thank you. Thank you. It's true. And I'm glad that it comes across that way. I really appreciate you saying that.
Oh, absolutely. We want you to dive into, tell us about the book, where people can get it and find it, and the title. And I need to know how you came up with that title. Like, that's good.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. It's funny because certain people are like, what? Like, they don't know what that is. And I'm like, you know what? If you don't get it, then I think the book is not for you.
Right.
Those people that do get it, they know. So, the title of the book just kind of came to me because So many people, I mean, because social media is so huge, it's like everything right now. So many people that reached out to me for learning, to take a class or to do the one-on-ones that I've been doing since 2015.
Oh, wow.
They say, I discovered prop styling through Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And what can I do to make this a career? I mean, this is really the reason that I wrote the book, is because every single person has said the same thing, and they didn't know about it, because I mean, it used to be a very under the radar career. Nobody knew about it. We were like these like quiet little elves. This was pre-social media. People saw beautiful magazines and books, and they just didn't think about how did they get there, like how did they,
Sure.
who put that together? How did that happen?
That's a real person doing a real job, doing
There is, right,
lots of blood,
and
sweat,
then,
and tears involved.
yes, and also a lot of people thought it was just the photographer that was responsible for it all. And that's something I wanted to clear up, that even though a lot of photographers do their own styling and are fantastic at it, it's usually a team of people, that could be, so the book really goes into all the different aspects of the photo shoot, and, who's there. It could be a food stylist, an editor, an art director, and a prop stylist, and a photographer, and everybody's contributing to make this, to make a story that you read in a magazine. Now, these days, everybody's learning photography and doing it themselves. But in the past, it was very separate. So I feel like I think there's something for everybody at any level.
Yes.
That they'll find something interesting in this book that will relate to them. I do highlight people all over, and different types of people that do different types of jobs within styling. So the shop owners, if you're a maker, if you're a floral designer, if you're a food person, I mean, everybody really can learn something from this book on how a photo shoot operates.
And really, even just in your own home, right? I mean, there's ways to just apply it to your own home, even you're decorating your table or your mantle. There are so many aspects of this that they can pull and use for their own use.
Exactly. Now that, everybody needs visuals for whatever they do, whether they have a business or whether they're just having fun on Instagram. You need to have visuals, and you need to know how to do it better, how to be prepared, and which, brings the flower aspect. It's like flowers are such a huge part of social media. I mean, flower photos are everywhere. So the class that I teach at the New York Botanic Gardens, most of the people that take the class are floral designers that are studying there, that want to know how to take a great picture of their arrangements and how to show it off, how to create a lifestyle setting so it doesn't look static, so it's in some kind of environment. I say prop styling is all about creating a little world that isn't really there. I mean, it could be your home, but it could be something that you just put up a backdrop and set props out and created some kind of beautiful world. So these are all parts of prop styling.
Wonderful. Well, Robin, I would love to know, what is your background with flowers?
Oh, well, I have been in magazines like my whole career. So I've been at lots of different women's service magazines, teen magazines, baby magazines, health magazines, fitness magazines.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So, but the last big, our creative director job I had was at Bridal Guide magazine. So of course, being in the wedding space and the wedding industry, it was all about flowers. And we did loads of fashion shoots, and I would work with all of the top floral designers at the time in New York City. And I would just like call them up and say, hey, we're doing a fashion shoot, we need bouquets. And they would deliver the most spectacular, beautiful bouquets, because we would credit them in the magazine, and they would, the bouquets and the fashion, they would complement each other. So at the end of the photo shoot each day, there was like a bounty of flowers to take home. And basically I took home these bouquets that they made, and I would cut them, I would snip them open and apart, and I would take, I would look at each flower, I'd separate them, I would like marvel at these flowers, and I would always ask them, what's the name of this flower, what variety, I've never seen this before. That's where I learned everything about flowers, and that became a passion. Even just looking at the colors, I would take a flower over to the window in my Pantone matching book and my swatches
Yeah.
and try and match up the colors. I mean, that's where it began. So I credit it all back to that. And now I feel that, no photo shoot is complete without flowers.
Yeah, it's because they bring a softness, right? They bring a texture and a softness. And so every one of your images is pretty well going to have flowers in them, right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much whether you're shooting like products or like, let's say you're shooting food. I mean, in every type of photo shoot, home decor, flowers are a must for everything. I mean, they add so much. I mean, I've done beauty products, like any kind of handmade goods, any kind of product, it's enhanced by having flowers. Not only for the color, like you said, the texture, also I believe in that seeing flowers visually, it engages your senses and it might evoke a sense of smell.
I agree.
Even if you're,
yes,
it makes you want to like scratch and sniff the picture a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, it just kind of pulls you in a little bit further, right?
It pulls
Robin,
you
it just kind
in.
of pulls you in, and it helps you imagine that you were kind of standing there and maybe touching, scratch and feel, like you said. Do you have favorites?
Oh, I have so many favorites. And I'm always discovering something new that I love. But some of my all-time favorites would be like, the Dahlia, the peony, hellebores. I just adore how many they have, so much personality, and they're so sturdy and hardy. Here, actually, these are the things from my book. I mean, I was shooting this in October with a wonderful photographer named Chloe Crane LaRue. So it was Dahlia season, it was in full force. So that's why if I had shot in the spring, it would have been all about peonies, but this was, Dahlia season. So I was really thrilled at the bounty. And these are some other different types of shots. The one on the left is in the book. I have some different, the one on the right is just an example of it from my flower class from the New York Botanic Gardens class, where I'm showing how to use flowers and petals and stems and little sprigs in table design. So there's so much. I mean, people just have such a connection to flowers, and I think that just makes your photographs that much more enticing by having florals or any kind of botanicals. Actually, I'm in love with dried flowers, berries, branches. I mean, there's just herbs. Botanicals like just go from A to Z. It's just so many different things that come under the umbrella of botanicals.
Right. Yeah. Anything with nature. So I love that. So can you give us some examples of how maybe you would style a table with flowers?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's the typical centerpiece, that you would have. And I wish I could have sent you even more pictures. Like, you might have I like using a low centerpiece, or I like using one focal centerpiece and then smaller vessels a little lower down, like little tiny bud vases below. But I also love to scatter petals on the table, or use something like viney, like jasmine, and just kind of move it around the table. And then also my favorite thing to do is that last picture that you saw was to put details on the plate. And that's what I call it, details on the plate, where like if you're setting the place setting for a photo, you're seeing like either a napkin with a little tie, a ribbon tie with a little piece, a sprig of an herb, or a sprig of eucalyptus, or a tiny flower, a little chamomile or something on each place setting. I think that is a nice accent that I love to do that. Like maybe even put the menu or the invitation on the place setting. So, I just have a lot of fun thinking up new ways to style a table. So
I think people underestimate the power of doing that. Don't you think, Robin? People underestimate. Like even last week, Kara did a little, a demo with some of the flowers from her own cut garden. And I think people underestimate just a little detail can go a long way visually and welcoming people. Don't you feel like?
Oh, yeah. I think, small details, I think really, people like they'll like look at it, then they'll look and then they'll look closer, and they'll be like, oh, what's this? I mean, that's kind of what I like. And I have lots of little things here, like tiny books and little shells, and like, I mean, my space is just filled with props. But I love little tiny dried flowers and little things all over. Just little surprises on the plate, but it always involves something, a living thing in some way, whether it's whether it's dried or fresh.
And is this your studio that you're in right now, Robin? Is this where you do all of your magic and styling here?
Yes, this is the clear side of the studio. Other side, maybe for another day, or if I have time to turn the camera around, you'll see the wall of just stuff. And then also alongside the window, I have a console. I'm overrun with stuff. So there's tons and tons. And you'll actually, in my book, there's pictures of inside my studio, and you'll see on my Instagram account a few little peeks inside. But one more thing about, I love finding like unconventional, non-conventional vessels to put flowers in. So I feel like you can make anything into a, you can pop anything in. And I just have one thing here that I have. Oops. I brought, like, this is just, you've seen this, like, like flower sifter, like a vintage thing that, if you're doing like a vintage table, to it's like take a plant and pop it in. It's inside in its own container, but it's hidden in here. And these things, because they have the screen underneath, the water can just kind of go through and drain.
Right out.
But I love using anything and making almost anything into a vessel for flowers. And also what I do is I take the little yogurt cups, I collect like a bunch of these, put the water in, and then you can hide it inside anything to put flowers in, even if it's not, waterproof or sealed, you just have the little cup and the stems go in there. And so that is pretty much inside any of my vessels back here right now to keep them hydrated. So that's a cute little trick. So never underestimate the little yogurt cup and what you can do with it.
Okay. I'm never going to look at a yogurt cup the same way again. We're saving them all now. So I have a question just kind of came to my mind. So like when I'm in a store and I see a place setting that I love, I'm always like, how many should I buy if I want to style a table? Like 4? Like, do you have a rule with yourself? Like how many would you buy? Are
you buying the place setting to serve for your guests or and your family, or you just want it for picture?
True. I guess I am just wanting it more for pictures, maybe.
Well, if it is for pictures and to show off your flowers, your work, you only need one. I mean,
true.
One, and then you can mix and match different styles. They don't, I like to layer, the salad and the little butter plate and then the little salt dishes. They don't have to be from the same set. So if you're in a thrift store, you're finding just mismatched different stuff on your travels, just as long as you have color schemes that you like, that you buy often, you'll be surprised that, layering from different sets. I'm a big fan of doing that. Then if you want to set up a table for 2, you can have, 2, but I usually just, even if I am doing 2, if you look closely at them, they're not exactly the same. They're always like a layering. Like if I do have a matching set, I'll weave some of those dishes into another place setting. And so it'll be a nice jumble that looks really nice and cohesive, so I think I'm all for the mix and match and for the eclectic gathering of different sets. So unless you're like, entertaining or you have a big family and you need like service for 12, but even so, I think if you collect a certain vibe, a certain style, you can set a table for 10 or 12 people with not matching sets, match. The dishes don't have to match.
Well, I know that our audience, a lot of the ladies on here and gentlemen on here right now love a good thrifted vintage find, and they love to repurpose vessels just the way that you did that. And Every show I learn some little new surprise from you florists. All of you have these little tricks up your sleeve, and when you share it, it is so helpful because I've learned about chicken wire, and I've learned about marshmallows, and I've learned about all kinds of testings. And then I'm like, what? We artists don't have all these tricks. And then I'm thinking, well, maybe we do. We're just not talking about it like you are. So we are so appreciative. Your book is reminding me that we need to tell everybody that BLOOMTV now has a book club. You can learn more of that. We were going to add Robin's book to that as well. So many of our guests have had books that are coming out or that have already published. You can use that QR code and go directly to our book club where we are recommending books to you. And we are just absolutely thrilled about learning from you, my friend.
Oh, thank you. My book is full of tips, and should we tell them where to buy the book?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Okay. It's on pre-order, and because it's been delayed a little bit, I think now the date is August 30th that it's actually coming out, but Target.com has it for sale. Amazon sort of had it, and now I don't know what's going on, but check Barnes & Noble, Amazon, any of the major booksellers, Schiffer, their own website, Schiffer.com. Books.com, I think it is, and Schiffercraft. And also there's a link from my website where you can go purchase it. So, it'll be at all the major booksellers, and I'm very, very thrilled about that. So.
Okay, thank you. And I know on our BLOOMTV website, bloomtvnetwork.com, you'll be able to buy it there too, under our book club website. Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes it easy. I love that when things are easy or all in one place. Everything's like right here in one place, and I love that. Kara, I know Kara's wheels are turning right now after listening to everything that she's been listening to. I know your wheels are turning, aren't they?
Yes. I'm thinking about, all the stuff I have. I have so many unique flowers, and I really just need to get better with my photography skills and make all these pretty place settings. Like my mind, is turning right now.
Well, you know what? Also, your phone is an amazing camera now. The way phones are these days, like I'm amazed. I mean, I have a good camera, but I shoot everything both ways. And sometimes the easiest thing to do, the quick fix, is to take it from your phone and post it right away instead of, doing, looking at it on your computer, editing or whatever. I am still doing both. And I think people, you don't have to be a professional photographer anymore to get amazing shots from.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much. We're going to leave you on the screen, but we're going to bring up our man Ace today, and we're going to find out more. What's up, man? How's it going?
Everything's going absolutely marvelous today.
Oh my gosh. We want to hear a little bit more about what you're doing, but just so I can do a quick introduction for Ace Brady, I want to make sure I get this right. It's full sheer floral design, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's the flower shop I own.
And remind everybody that's just now popping on what AIFD stands for.
AIFD stands for American Institute of Floral Designers. So.
Now, and you're in Vegas at an annual event that happens every year, and I'm dying to know more about this HBO opportunity that you had in full bloom. So before we even go any further, can you tell a little bit about that?
Yeah. So in October of 2019, I started receiving some direct messages on Instagram from a gentleman named Benjamin Baldwin with Mystic Art Pictures, and they were looking for 10 up-and-coming florists through the United States.
Wow.
I was lucky enough to be one of the 10 that was chosen to go on HBO's new platform, which was HBO Max, and shoot a reality floral competition show.
That's crazy town. Now, did you initially think, oh no, I can't do this? Or did you think, finally, I'm found?
The coolest and funniest thing is in 2008, I wrote a list of goals that I wanted to achieve. And one of the big ones on there was I wanted to be on a floral show, TV show.
Oh.
And then 12 years later, it happened.
You guys, follow your dreams. You never know when they're going to come true. It's 12 years. It's like Robin was just saying, she's been in magazines for 25 years and in this industry, and now her book. And so follow your dreams, right, Ace?
Yes, ma'am. Exactly. Like, no dream is too big. You just keep going, keep speaking it into existence, no matter what it is, and just keep speaking it out there, because you never know who's going to be around to maybe
Uh-huh.
answer dreams.
Yes, yes. Now, Ace, tell us about yourself and your floral design business, and and just why HBO wanted to have you.
So,
Yes.
so I started flowers after I was laid off from the oil field in 2007,
Mm.
Okay.
and I delivered flowers when I was in high school, and I love the way that somebody could be at their absolute worst, that they were happy to see me.
Yeah.
Flowers. So, being that I was younger at the time, I didn't really think that could be a career. And then in 2007, when I got laid off, I just kind of told myself I needed to do something meaningful and purposeful with my life.
Mm-hmm.
Flowers were the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of took every egg that I had, I put it in that basket, and I just went for it.
Yeah.
And the rest was history. Like, it was the scariest thing that I ever had did, but it was the most rewarding and the most fulfilling I had done.
It's so true when you say that people were happy to see you, because no matter what they were going through or what day it was or what anniversary it was, you never know sometimes, but they were happy to see you showing up. So was that just a job that was by chance? Did you know somebody, or did somebody in your earlier years instill that love of flowers? Like, did you have a relative or somebody that really influenced your love?
So the shop that I worked at when I was 19 was McAdams Floral in Victoria, Texas.
Okay.
And there was Mr. McAdams, and he just kind of, I think, nurtured me. I think he knew I was going to be a florist before I knew.
Love that.
Yeah, he gave me that love and that drive. And then once I started doing it, I just kind of met all the right people. And one of my biggest mentors, which Miss Monica got to meet the other day, was my friend Pickner. And they really groomed me and cultivated me to be, what HBO wanted, I guess.
Wow. So do you have with your business, do you have a special area that you just really love doing with flowers that you focus on?
So I have a very well-rounded shop. We do weddings, funerals, proms, homecoming. Okay. We do it all.
Okay.
But honestly, my favorite thing to do is I host with patients. I have a side business called Inspired Design.
Okay.
We host floral retreats for florists to come and learn how to get their social media better, to run their businesses better. Just a lot that we did not have when we first started. So we like that. And so that's kind of what I'm always been most proud of, because it is touching so many up and coming seasoned florists. The next one I have is in October, and we have a high school student coming.
How many?
We have a high school student coming, and we have
high school
25 florists that are going to come that just need that extra little push to know that they can make a go at it.
Oh, I love that you are inspiring people and really helping them with their floral careers, and you're helping guide them, just like you said you had someone help guide you. And you've recently joined BLOOMTV as well.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I'm here for it. I love it.
You're here for it. So can you tell us a little bit about some of your videos on BLOOMTV?
So the whole thing that I always thought with BLOOMTV was just like, I wanted to show people that there's art, there's like an art side of floral, and then there's also a business side. And I think a lot of people can't see both sides of it, where I feel like I've merged the two sides, where I have like this super creative art side, but I also have this very structured business side for flowers. So I just try to do videos that they can see both sides of it, and they can their worlds can exist together.
Well, when you first joined BLOOMTV, Ace, I have to tell you, when you first joined, and I'm scrolling through looking for new experts, and I see you with your hat on, and I'm a hat girl. I paint hats. I sell hats. So I'm like, who's this guy? What's he doing? And I think that you have definitely merged, because if you take a bouquet, and what I love about it is, just like with artwork, when you have a bouquet from a designer, if I take Robin's and I put yours side by side, I'm going to see a distinction between, and your own artistic personality is going to come through. Most definitely.
I think like so I love artists. I love graffiti. I love fashion. I take inspiration from all of those things, and I try to tie that into everyday work too.
Mhm.
So it's, to me, I want to give whoever gets an arrangement from my store or wherever I'm at, I want them to have a piece of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Wow.
that. I love that so much.
We have a clip from one of your Bloom TV videos. Let's play that now and show our
Let's
audience.
see it. Yes, let's do.
I want to add some height to this arrangement and really give it the wow factor. The best thing about designing when you're trying to get height is negative spacing. That's called money. All of this is going to be money. So if you can't tell, I'm also trying to add in lots of these groupings, like with my foxtail fern and my foxglove, and now with my bells of Ireland, trying to get them kind of really nice tight group so everything will go in seamlessly together. The other thing is with colors. If I have a green here, I'm also going to be adding in a green over here to really pull all of it together.
Mm-hmm. It's
The
money.
I love it.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite flower, Ace? You have a favorite go-to flower that you work with?
Oh my God, yes. It is. It's not a popular flower. It actually gets a bad rap. But my favorite flower is actually a carnation.
Oh, there are so many good ones out though.
They
really
are. It comes in a variety, so many different beautiful colors, has a good fragrance. It's sturdy.
It
It's
lasts
just,
forever.
yeah, it is always my go-to. Like I always have them, and I try to find cosmic tones, just different things that are popping off in the market now. So
Yeah. Okay, I saw this come up in our chat. Like when you came on, someone said he does flowers in your hair, or there was also another comment about the beard. Like there's flowers. And tell us about this.
Now what?
So-
Beard?
there was actually a video going to be. I believe I'm doing a Bloom video this month about beard bangers.
Oh.
So and it's
Tell
just
more.
Yes. So in 2000, I'm trying to think what year it was. 2016, I believe. I wanted to create a different type of art with flowers and guys, where guys are so masculine and strong. We have to be always like this tough kind of exterior. And I wanted to soften us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I decided that I was going to start doing floral designs in my beard. And doing them in actual designs, not just kind of poking in and stuff, but actual designs, and where it had movement and texture and rhythm and all the good things that it needed.
Uh-huh.
And after I did the first one, it kind of took off, and I was like, okay,
Oh.
I'm going to do these as much as I can, as often as I can. And also I love the way when you walk through a crowd of people and they don't expect it, and their eyes and just kind of get big and their jaws drop, and you're like, hey, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? What's up? Your face looks boring. Look at mine.
There will be one tonight. There will be a bunch of images of flower beard tonight.
Are you?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's going to happen.
Okay. I will be tuned in to your Instagram account for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I'd love to know too. So you were at the American Institute of Floral Designer Conference. Like, how long have you been with them? And what inspired you to become a designer with them?
Oh yeah, good question.
So let's see, I started in 2015 is the year I was inducted into AIFD.
Okay.
And what it was I wanted to further my education. I wanted to be very well-rounded. So that was kind of the next step. I started at state levels, which was in Texas, was the Texas State Floral Association.
Okay.
And so because of that, it just gave me another stepping stone that I wanted to see what else was out there and what other florists, were out there. And then it kind of evolved since then. I started then going to SAF and just learning different things that I wanted to see. And I wanted to also be the change in the floral industry that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Started making sure that I was mentoring and bringing up younger designers that needed help.
I love it.
And just all those kind of things that really were instilled into me and that I wanted to give back to my industry.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's synonymous. I'm sorry, Kara, go ahead.
No, you're totally fine. I was just, I love that you said you love helping bring younger designers. Like, what would be your tip to someone, that's getting into this?
Honestly, the one thing I would say is live boldly, live unapologetically.
Okay.
Yes. Say it again. Say it
Be,
again, sir.
and be an artist. Like, be your artist of who you are. Like, you might not be for everyone, but you are for someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you will always have a family. You will always have a seat at the table, no matter what. Like, there's enough room for all of us. The biggest thing that I've kind of started really positioning and talking about is that it should be community over competition. A lot of people are always like, oh, I have to have all of this. Well, you don't. You have to have your clientele and what you're good at. That's you. And room for all of us.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, go ahead, Dionne.
That's what I was going to say with what your vision is so synonymous with what BLOOMTV is and why Monica founded BLOOMTV. It's the message about paying it forward and sharing the goodness and community over competition. And so it's so clear to me why you are an expert and why we have you on today. I just want to remind everybody that's listening right now, please like and go follow both of them on their Instagrams. Follow what they're doing. I promise you're going to learn, but their message is stronger than just even their images. The message is really, really strong. We have just another reminder. You can sign up for our newsletter. We're going to send you reminders about when we're going live. We have lots of activities and events. And when these two are doing anything, we're going to have that in our newsletter as well. You can go to bloomtvnetwork.com and you can sign up to our newsletter. You just put in your name. It's different than the actual subscription, you all. And also a quick reminder that What Women Create, the magazine, is on newsstands. We want to remind everybody for that as well. We have an absolute beautiful collaboration with BLOOMTV. That magazine right there with CEO Monica showing her beautiful blue eyes behind that. She is so proud and she has every single right to be. Ace, it's just been a joy to finally meet you.
Yes, you too. I'm so excited for the future of BLOOMTV Network and everything that's going to be popping up.
I love it. And next time I'm through Houston, because I drive down to Galveston all the time, sir. So I'm in Oklahoma City and I'm thinking, I'm going to have to hook up somehow.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ace. Thank you. So today I thought I would come to you with I always love to talk to you guys about what is growing in my garden and what I am doing right now. And something that has come up this week is, what flowers am I still planting right now? Because people seem to think it's July, the growing season is almost over, and that is just not true at all. So just for a little reference, I'm in the Nashville, Tennessee area, Zone 7. And right now, beginning of July, is kind of our last effort for our summer garden. And so what I am planting right now is more zinnia seeds. And we talked about zinnias on a couple of shows ago. It's a great cut and come again flower. I'm still planting cosmos. It's another great cut and come again flower. And then I'm still planting sunflowers as well. And all of these flowers will bloom about September, and it's a great time to maybe plant the more fall tone colors like reds and yellows to bring those flowers indoors inside of your home. So also something else that I'm doing in my gardens right now is a lot of what I do in the fall sets my garden up for the next year. It sets me up for what is blooming next spring. And so right now I am ordering seeds that I need to be planting in the fall. And some of these particular seeds are, bachelor buttons. We have dianthus. Ace mentioned carnations. Those are in the dianthus family. I actually plant those in the fall here. And those plants grow slowly all winter and they bloom next May. And those are just a few examples of some things I am doing right now inside of my garden. Dionne, what do you have for us today?
Well, I'm not sure. I might be frozen on screen, everybody. So the reality of live stream TV, I could possibly be frozen. So you may hear my voice off in the distance, but I might not be moving.
You're moving.
Am I moving?
You're moving.
Oh, good. I really, what I have really kind of going on is, I have a local workshop that I'm going to be doing here. Tickets went on sale today for that. I found the most beautiful barn set out in the country on 20 acres, and there is no beautiful flowers all around it, but I plan on bringing those to the workshop and actually painting the flowers. I've invited guests to actually come and hang out. We kind of paint together. I bring them up front. We paint together. We paint on canvas. We paint on furniture, and then I literally just give everything away that we work on that day. It's an opportunity for community. It's an opportunity for all of us to kind of connect and kind of really break it down on what, and even with florists, I'm sure that you guys run into creator block. I don't know, Robin, I would love to actually ask you, when you are styling or when you are, in the hustle and bustle of everything you do you have kind of a creative block and advice that you could actually do to kind of push? Do you have something that you kind of push through that?
To overcome creative block, I guess which happens. I mean, you get burnt. There's definitely burnout that happens, but what I love to do is to just go for a walk out in nature, or walk through a forest, or walk through the flower market and get inspired by something new that I see. Or in New York, there's a couple of shops that are really kind of so like inspiring that I just love to just walk through and see their displays and see how they put things together and how they style their store environments. So I don't know, I get inspiration from everything around me, my travels, especially just going to new places. I'll get in my car and I'll just drive out of the city. Sometimes you get a little stuck, being in the same place, but being on the road is great for that too.
It is a great thing, just getting out into nature, and that works for me too. I can be in the studio or be somewhere and just really need to kind of get outside, breath of fresh air, get up and walk around the pool or go do something, take a walk. What about you, Ace? Is there something that you do, or an exercise, or even a kind of a quote? Sometimes it's literally a quote that can snap me out of things. What about you?
I just kind of turn off my head when I'm not feeling design. I just kind of turn off my head and let my hands go to work. But lots of times it's just you're always going to have that design block, no matter what it is, no matter if it's painting, fashion, wherever it is, you're going to have a design block. So I try to kind of turn off everything and silence out a lot of the noise that's on the sides and just go to work. And I usually try to make something extremely ugly. I do that too. And then I go right to making pretty stuff.
I can relate to that too.
Yeah, it's almost like you just have to. It's like a reset. It's a cleaning of the palette. You guys don't know this, but I also finger paint. I have a membership group, and so that's one of my tools that I use to kind of clear my palette. And I do this every single week, organized. So I hold my own self accountable for kind of checking in with myself, getting the paint on your hands. And I'll talk about, I have a video on BLOOMTV where I actually start to end, where I do an entire landscape with just my fingers. But that's how I do it as well. I just start fresh. And if it's ugly, the idea is to focus more on the process as opposed to the end product. So yes, they're both shaking their heads.
Yes.
You're both.
Well, you are a painter and you're an artist, and I mean, I have that in my background, but it's not what I do and regularly. So when I am feeling like at my lowest, I take out paper, take out paints, I spread everything on my floor, and I don't care what the outcome is. I just make a mess. And that really helps so much.
I love that.
And once in a while, I actually like something that I do.
I love that. And what would that look like for you, Ace? When you say you make something ugly, what exactly, like?
It could, the color palette is off, the line work is, it doesn't matter. Okay. It's one that I just kind of start, and if it's ugly, I still put it in my cooler, and somebody's still going to buy it.
Yes,
that's right.
That's so true.
No matter, someone's still going to find it pretty, even though someone else is going to love it. So I just trust the process and I just get that part out, that block out of the system.
It's funny. People, we judge ourselves probably a lot harder than
Oh,
other people, right? So you say it's ugly, but somebody's going to love it because they, they have different tastes, different standards, everything. So
And we never know what people are looking for. And the main, like, I will paint something and go, okay, this is definitely not my favorite, but I am done for one reason. Either I'm either tired of it or I just know there's really nothing else I can do. I've learned from experience to walk away from it, but it always sells to, there's always somebody, like you said, that gravitates toward, even though it's not my own personal favorite. I think the key is not getting stuck. Like, it's just a creative block. Understanding that they're going to come. It doesn't mean you're terrible. It doesn't mean that you've lost all of your rhythm, all of your joy. It just means you're in a minute and you just continue to work through it, right? Kara, do you ever reach a point, Kara, where you wake up and it's just not the day for you to go out into the flower beds? Is there anything like that ever happens to you, following up maybe from a bad day, or things didn't survive or look the way you wanted them to? Is there anything like that you go through?
Honestly, it's walking my flower beds that rejuvenates me. I really do it every single morning. Because actually I discovered I loved floral design from my gardens. When I started out as a cut flower grower, I thought that meant I was supposed to be a wholesaler, and I didn't know anything about floral design then. And I started, really taking a look at different gardens, and I was like, well, I like these cool little flowers that are blooming. Those would be neat in a floral design piece. And so it was walking my gardens that really gave me inspiration. And so, if I'm ever feeling in a design rut or feeling down, like I get off social media. Actually, I put my phone down. I'm like, I'm just not going to get on social media. Like, I am just going to be focused in my gardens and looking around, and I just I tune out everything and just focus on the flower, and what it is.
I love that.
I need
to do that.
I love that. That is exactly where BLOOMTV comes into play, because if you sign off on social media, but you log into BLOOMTV Network, one of our experts has a video that will take you on an experience. And Kara's videos, her guys, Ace and Robin, if you haven't seen her garden in front of her house, 7,000 daffodils. What do you do with all those? Right? It's an experience to have 7,000 daffodils. Like, it is an absolute joy. And I think that's what BLOOMTV does. So if you guys are just signing on and we're wrapping this up, we really want to encourage you to watch the replay at BLOOMTV Network. We will have the replay loaded up there for you to watch as well. Sign up to the newsletter. Really let florals be your guide, right, Kara?
Yeah, letting florals be your guide. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram too. We're @flowersandfriends_talk show. We always love to share what it is that you're creating. So please tag us, in what you are creating. And one more thing, how to subscribe to BLOOMTV Network. So go to bloomtvnetwork.com. And we have a nice little screen to show you right here. Yes. There we go. You go up to the watch button in the top left up there, and you can subscribe to BLOOMTV Network there and see a lot of videos on all things florals, letting florals be your guide. Well, Ace, Robin, thank you so much for being here with us today. It was a wonderful show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
We look forward to seeing everything that you guys are doing. We're going to be following you closely. We're going to be reading and soaking up every page of your new book, Robin. Both of you are a blessing to us today, and we are so grateful you are here.
Thank you. And before we officially say one last goodbye, we are going to play you a quick video.
We are. We've got a video.
We have built the world's first flower-focused streaming network, bringing the public educational and entertaining shows that highlight the magic of flowers. Learn how to heal through flowers, cook with flowers, design your living space to reflect nature, make crafts using florals, sustainably garden, and so much more. We are your network for all things floral. Join us at BLOOMTV as we help bring beauty to the lives of people and the planet through nature's most beautiful creation, the flower.
Oh my goodness, you guys, thank you so much for being here with us. We hope that you will join us next week. And why is that, Miss Kara?
Because everything is better with flowers and friends. Thank you, guys.